ain't going nowhere.
What's going on, everybody? It's your homeboy E Short, hanging out in his man room as usual with the fellas. It's my homeboy Les Miller, and this is the ENL Sports Talk Show. What's up, Les?
What's going on, E man? I'm good, man.
Yeah, I
Everything
hear
is
you,
good.
man. Got my
Yo, what
homeboy
about the
here.
new member? I'm the new
Yo,
member on the show.
there you
I'm the
go.
Shaq.
That's our
I'm
new
Shaq.
member, our new confidant and research analyst for the ENL Sports Show. Phil Seymore, what's up,
What's
Phil?
up,
Jelly
brothers?
Roll.
What's up, brothers? What's up, man?
Nothing, man. We're doing good, man, I guess, man. So how things been going, man? This is
Good. Um, you already know my sister had passed 2 weeks ago. So we've been doing a lot of prepping for this weekend because we got a lot of people coming up. So I've been cleaning up, because stuff just accumulates. And you won't believe what I found, man. I found one of these. You remember these?
hell yeah, man.
The player book.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I
Oh,
found this, man. I was looking through it and I seen all these numbers and I had the names and all of that stuff, man, how times like changed. Eric, you in here, Les is in here.
Wow.
I mean,
I
obviously you
think
don't
I
have the
still
same
have
numbers.
one. I think I still have one or two, man, because my wife and I were semi hoarders, so it's hard for us to throw stuff away.
I mean,
Oh
I wanted to
man.
throw it out, but I said, since I'm coming on the show, I'll just show it to you just so you can see it. But it had, I mean, I got Lincoln Sessions in here, Vince Taylor, I got everybody. It's a trip.
That's
And then
Wow.
that's an old school Rolodex, man. You put on your arm.
yeah, the player, then you was when you had the player, you had a smaller one, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah, man.
But yeah, I was
Oh
cleaning up. I
man.
found that, man. Found that in deep in the boxes.
Yeah, it was sorry to hear about your sister, man.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry. My
Good.
condolences, brother.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
it's kind of
Mm.
like it's band together, man.
Yeah, it's life. You just got to kind of go through it and experience it. And, I did a lot. That was my first time really caretaking. I had never
Mm.
really caretaken. She actually took care of my dad when they had moved here. And that's one of the
Uh,
reasons that I came here was for my nephew with his three daughters and then to look after her because she had looked after my dad. So it all kind of worked out and it was my turn. You know how it is, right? Less like it's like some things you
absolutely.
don't you're on the road or you're doing different things and you're not there to experience it. So now I was here to experience it. It was my turn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it was it's a tough one, but it's one that makes you stronger.
yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
But
And and that's when the your character, it takes control, man, and you gotta do what's right, and there's no
yeah.
conversation, no argument, and like back in the day, man, it's like when the bad might be a bad analogy, but when the Indians come around, you circle the wagons, man, and do what you gotta do
Oh yeah.
with the
Yeah, that's a
family.
good one. That's a good one. I
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
I like that.
yeah, man. And it works, and then you gotta drop all of the nonsense, man. Just put your heads together and do what's right and send that
Yeah.
person off, and the Vikings, like they said, like with the myth of the Vikings, man, is you put you on that boat, man, in light of the fire, and be like,
Hmm.
check you out later. But
Hmm.
we've evolved to now to care enough, to do a little bit more out of
Hmm.
respect, man. So,
Yeah, so it's all good. But every other thing else, we on spring break, so that kind of worked in, the plans having some time off and
Yeah. Yeah.
it's good,
How long
man.
is spring break?
We got 12 days and I wound up taking an extra day Monday.
Mm.
So because I got the family coming in, they staying here and staying at my sister's, staying at my nephew's. So they gonna leave on Sunday. But don't you hate it when they leave and then you got to go to work the next day?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what, man, I'm not going to work the next day. Give me a chance to just unwind, cool out, spend some time with my daughter, my granddaughter, and just have a good time with everything,
yeah.
after we have our celebration.
And get yourself back into the mode that you're gonna have to jump into another realm that first day back to work. So you got to put that hat on, 24 hours later. You know.
Yeah, no, but I had took a week off. I had took like 5 days off from that day because it was Sunday. So I took 5 days off, and I
Mm-hmm.
came back, and then we had 3 days, and then we was on spring break.
Okay.
So I'm good. So
Yeah.
what else is up, baby?
None, man. Just
You watch any of those games?
I was just getting ready to say, man, just going through watching, all of this calamity going on,
Yeah.
with both tournaments, the girls and the boys. And
Exactly.
you
Exactly.
know, what are you guys' opinion, man, of like this? Let's go to the girls' game. you know, what's your opinion, man, of the final the finality of all of the nonsense that went down,
I didn't watch the game, but I had saw some stuff on YouTube, and it
Mm-hmm.
just showed Gino and Dawn and having
Mm-hmm.
that crossing paths and having that engagement.
Right,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh, Gino, I mean, for me being in the league and being around him, and uh, he's Gino,
right,
and he's a competitor, and so is Dawn.
right,
So you're going to have situations like that, even though it might seem to sometimes be unsportsmanlike. When you're a competitor, you trying to win.
right.
You're a very sore loser.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah,
You know?
that's right. And that's
Yeah.
part of the course. And just so that people understand that might be seeing this, is like Phil has, been coached on the Division 1 level at Providence girls. So he did interact with Gino and has some experience in, being there and seeing what's going
Yeah.
on. So his interpretation of what went on is, based on a little bit more of a fact than would be for me or you,
Yeah.
less. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Nah,
You know,
he's a good dude. We've done a lot of meetings. You have your Big East meetings. So the men and the women and the athletic directors all go to like Ponte Vedra every year for the Big East meetings. You spend like 5, 6 days together, wives, husbands, all together. And he's a good dude, man. He's just a competitor,
yeah,
and he's won a
Yeah.
lot. And when
But
you
yeah,
win a
yeah, he
lot,
won a lot, man. But that's the reason why he shouldn't be such a fucking crybaby.
true.
You know what
But
I
he's
mean?
like, you know what? He was probably like, I don't know, man, because you know what? That's the one thing is like you never know if you're not there what the underlying factors are.
Yeah,
So
but okay, from my perspective, right,
uh-huh.
is all the New England people, man, him and the men's coach at UConn, big criers when they lose. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? And to
Hmm.
me, my father, I learned the hard way, right? My father, he told me one time, he said, I'm not gonna come watch you play anymore, man, if you keep acting like that.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? So he was telling me you have to be as gracious a winner as a loser, even though you hate losing, but you just can't show that, man. And I
I
learned that
agree.
at a young age, man. And it just pisses me off when I see grown ass men who it's not like they were 0 and 25. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? They won a lot of games, man. And he's a great coach, man. Like, there's no doubt about it. But that crying shit, man, I
He
just
had his moment. My
yeah,
dad told me the same thing when I was young. He said
mm,
that to me. He said, but you know who he mentioned? He mentioned Reggie Jackson. He's
really
like, he's
okay.
like, don't be like that. Don't be like that, that Reggie Jackson. He's
Hmm.
complaining, he's a great player, but he's doing all of this stuff. Don't be like that.
Yeah.
And I took heed to that too as well. So I got your point.
Hmm.
well, if since y'all are commandeering, advice from daddy, from your dads, I might as well chime in. My dad didn't give a rat's ass. He said, because he always used to say, you're gonna be held accountable.
Hmm.
Make your choice. You got a job to do. You're going to be held accountable. That's all you need to know. And it's kind of like you stick your finger in the socket one time, and if you don't learn from that, you're going to keep being held accountable for it. And the couple of bottom lines are, you're right, Les. We like no doubt that he's a great coach. Phil, you're right, because if you got to know him, he's a great guy. So there was some other underlying things. I don't think that Gino is a crybaby in that sense. I would take a little bit different exception with, the boys coach is a little different, but for Gino, there was something else going on in that moment, and it came out of him. And we all have those that bell that can ring your bell and make you know what I'm saying. It's like that dog whistle. Everybody has a dog whistle, something that's going to anger them. I've seen you less respond to dog whistles. It's not a
Oh
good thing.
yeah?
Yeah, it's not a good thing for people that are around because he loses it. And that's what I'm
Give me
saying.
one. Give me
Uh,
one. Give me
no,
one,
I'm just
Eric.
saying, like, there's something that'll happen unless it be like, what? He like all of a sudden he turns into like, Wolfman, and he gets angry. But I'm saying this is usually on the court or something that he takes a stand to shut it down, and that's what he's doing that for. It's not like it's just ridiculous and frivolous that he's responding like that. But
Mm-hmm.
Gino, there was something there and we don't know what it is. And it's none of I'm for me personally, just like my dad would say, I really don't care. Whatever transpired, was it from the heart? And I say this to a man all the time. Is it coming from your heart or is it just something that just happened and you can excuse it, blah blah blah. If it came from the heart, then I find out that this is who you are. Like they say someone says something prejudice or something, it slips
Mm-hmm.
out. You say, well, this is who you really are. I don't think Gina was in that situation. Something else was going
Yeah.
on. He was angry for losing, not playing well, maybe, and he wanted to find somebody to pin it on. You
And
know,
you got to think too, man. Like they know each other. It's not
right?
like this is a situation where these are two new individuals.
Right.
They've done Olympics. They've done Olympics before. She's been an assistant on Olympic squad. She
Right.
played in the Olympics. He's coached in the Olympics many years. So it's not like they don't know each other.
Yeah, they know each
You know
other
what I
pretty.
mean?
I think they know each other pretty well. As a matter
Very
of
well,
fact,
yeah, very
yeah.
well. And I don't know. I think and I because I've never seen that as far as, playing against him, anything. But obviously, they was whipping out behind, so there was nothing to argue about. But I've never really witnessed that. But
But
I do
but look
know.
at the other side, Phil.
Mhm.
Her response, there was a trigger for her as well,
I'm
because
gonna whip
she
his ass. I'm like,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, but it's because she jumped into the fray of like almost to the point of it was right there at the tip of her tongue, and like she was like prepared for something bad to happen from this, and said, now's my chance.
Mhm.
And to me, and that's why they both were on the edge at that moment, and what happened if you just remove that situation from the whole thing, um UConn lost, and that because that's the bottom line, right? That's the real bottom line. UConn lost the game. You know, take away the interaction that they had at the end of the game. UConn got their butts kicked. Period. You know.
I thought she was gonna go Philly on him, man.
Yeah, she I mean, but again, you talking about, too high. I mean, all coaches and, are competitors, but you talking about two high level competitors, man.
Hmm.
Out on the floor. I mean, Dawn, as a player, I mean, I remember when I was there, she was actually playing in the Olympics. She was doing Olympic stuff while she had her team when she was at Temple, and her
Right.
assistants was taking over, and she was still competing.
Hmm.
I'm like, yo, how did she do that, man? How is she still competing? And she must have a hell of a staff to be able to still coach her team and still have success.
Right.
So you're talking about some real competitors there. So whatever the underlining was, and Dawn got a foul mouth, right? You know that, like, she can, her profanity is up
Believe
there.
me, I know. I've had
Yeah,
conversations
right?
with her. Yeah, I have had last
And I think,
conversation I had with her, it was like we had to get away from the kids, man, because you
and I
know,
heard him say, I saw another interview where I heard him say she's saying stuff that to the referees that you wouldn't believe. And he was just making these comparisons, like he wasn't on a level playing field.
mm,
But at the same token, he's just being a competitor because, like you
right,
said, they lost. And South Carolina's doing their thing. You got somebody else on the block now. They didn't win the
right.
whole thing though, right?
No,
No.
UCLA beat them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Beat
They
them
tapped that
down.
ass.
And that's part of the second part of the conversation for the girls' side. Then that she goes forward, plays against UCLA, and they played like they were all like every player on South Carolina were blind. They weren't. It was like a one-sided affair, man. It was
Yeah.
unbelievable
Really?
to me.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah, and it wasn't surprising because I've seen UCLA play, like a couple of times this year, and they had nothing for them. and
Mm,
UCLA just ran over them, kind of like if you were playing against your JV team. Like
that's
they just going
crazy.
through the motions, running plays, missing shots. UCLA goes down, picture perfect ball movement, good shots, good effort. You could see it in the faces of Carolina. They were buzzsawed in a
It was
slow
done.
manner, you know. You saw the game, right, Les?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Mhm.
mean, am I lying? That's how it was. And
Yeah.
the big girl from UCLA was just having a way, but very calm, right?
Yeah. Yo, I was telling my wife and my daughter, I said, she's as tall as me, you know. She's
Yeah.
6'7", man. She was
Yeah.
doing it. Oof.
And
Mm,
sealing people, making good baskets, blocking shots, running the floor on both sides of the court.
right.
Rim running offensively and running back and getting her man talking. I mean, they were doing everything that a coach would want a team to do, as like the crew on the court, communicating, listening, hands up. Every time the ball went into the paint, Phil, and this is I've never ever seen this every single time, unless you tell me if I'm wrong. Every time the ball gets in the paint, everybody gathered towards the ball and had their hands straight up in the air. And seen a
Mhm.
couple of times, it was very noticeable. And they were just, combating, playing D. And South Carolina just looked really, really bad that day.
They look lost, man. And
Yeah,
the best chick on is that sophomore, right? The ones with the little bunny sis. Um, it's like she went through the whole first half, but she had like 2 points, man. She looked lost. She looked
yeah,
lost, man.
Wow.
Sometimes at that big stage, man, it gets to your nerves, man.
yeah. Or the previous win burned you out.
Right,
Or the
right.
previous win and all the antics.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
exactly. Thank you.
right.
Because that's and that and do you think? Well, this is a stupid question, but I'm pretty sure you guys would say that that incident had an impact emotionally on the team
I
going
think so.
forward. Yeah.
I think so. I mean, from the way they played.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And it was a distraction which should have never happened. And that's the other part of it. Of as competitive that you are, as great of a coach that you are, and intense you are, you have to manage that time because there's people that are watching. And so you're managing. So even for your team, if you're the one who's the perpetrator and the one receiving it, the same for, Dawn, like her players, they're seeing this and they're seeing the aftermath of it. And it can have an impact. Hindsight says to me, I'm adult. I'm gonna be professional. I'm gonna be okay. But you don't know
Hmm.
how you're gonna act, man. Like,
Yeah, you never know.
yeah, you don't know. You don't know.
You
You
got to
wake up
catch
the next morning.
breaks. Yeah,
Yeah,
everything's got to kind of go your way. You can't have some other stuff going on,
right.
you know.
And not at that juncture when it's the last game,
yeah.
basically the last game of the season for women's basketball, and it's kind of like, all right, I got this far. What to falter now?
Hmm.
Come on. I mean, so but that happens, and so UCLA is our champs. You
Mhm.
Good,
know,
somebody different.
Yeah, yeah. Coach that coach, man, she went 100% emotional, broke down, man. It's like a
Yeah.
very emotional response, like after the game, man, and 15 years she had done there, and I was kind of you felt happy for her,
She
you
was
Hmm.
know.
at UCLA for 15 years.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She
15 years.
started out as like a scout, right, or something.
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really nice, man, to see that, man. And for me, man, I have like a little bit of a slight, very slight connection to UCLA because one of the girls that was like Amanda's role model, Erica Gomez, they lived in the town next to ours.
Hmm.
And they were her and her sister were like they were the first camp I ever did in New Jersey. They were like the counselors in the camp. And Eric ended up going to UCLA. I think she ended up being like the number one player in the country at that time. And she was she was number one assist getter for UCLA for years until somebody beat her out a couple of years ago.
Mhm.
And so I was kind of happy for them, that was a good game though,
It's good.
considering. What do you think about the boys, man?
I saw a couple of those games. I saw the St. John's. I watched St. John's. I don't watch too much basketball, but I watched St. John's and Duke. That was a really good game. Yeah, obviously, everybody's gonna say, "Why didn't he just hold on to the ball?" But you can't take that stuff back. You know,
Yeah,
um,
yeah.
you just can't. You
Right.
know,
You
and
know.
it's just one of those hard situations, an experience that you really don't want to have. You know,
I've never had an experience of being the focal point for a loss of a high magnitude. So how do you deal with, the I guess the stresses and the aftermath of, and just just on my critical note, after making the most bitch ass pass I've ever seen in my entire life, you
that's tough,
know,
man. That's a tough one.
but as I said, what do you do? How do you live? How do you live after that? You being the one that committed that.
Listen. It depends on the individual, man, but it don't go away. I had a situation where my last game, I missed a free throw and all this kind of stuff. And man, that stuff didn't leave me for like 10 years, bro.
Wow, wow. Mm.
I mean, you're gonna do your thing, you're gonna play, he's probably gonna make some money, right? And he's already made some money. Uh, but that stuff, it stays with you, man. It's gonna
Yeah.
stay with him. Come on. You don't
I,
think
Yeah,
he's feeling
I
that
tell
back
you,
on campus no matter what nobody say? Somebody's gonna write something in the bathroom and somebody's gonna, all this stuff and you deal with it because you're strong, but that ain't going nowhere. You're gonna have that for a while, man. Come on. That's a history game.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
And they gotta
And
keep
it's not,
showing it too. They
and
gotta
as a
keep.
coach, and as a coach, obviously you're gonna say to that person, which is true, is like you didn't lose the game. There was other things that happened before that, but that's what everybody sees is the last
right.
play, right?
And that's the
You
sad part. Yeah.
That's like St. John's guy. He ain't make a shot all day the game before, but he hits the game winner. That's all you know.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
That's all you remember.
And
So,
he's going to remember that forever that he
oh
did
my
that
God,
on the
that's a tough
positive
one, man.
side. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I mean? He shouldn't have took the last one he took, but when he tried,
Yeah. But
when he tried
that's
to
like
take it.
it's like the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, man. Being
Hmm.
on both sides of that coin, um, they're both learning experiences, but it's how it's handled. Like I guess you hit it like your first sentence, like depending on who you are. As you said, Phil, if they're a strong-minded person, it'll be there, but they'll get through it and then they'll keep going forward.
You
You
remember
know,
that Nick game um, when they was playing? I think it was either Houston or LA, and Sprewell left the inbounder, and Rob Ory got the open jump shot. Do you remember that
right?
game?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
I'm watching the game and I'm like, how in the hell one of the biggest big time last second shooters that's taking the ball out, how are
mm.
you going to leave him go to look to double the ball and he can get the ball back and shoot?
Right, 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 right.
I remember that. So you think he don't?
yeah, yeah,
Of
yeah.
course. Yeah.
Even to this day, you're right. Yeah, exactly. Or
So,
Freddie Brown.
oh my God,
Oh
you get
man,
yeah.
that's a good
Oh,
one there.
they got it
That's
back though. They did get the
Yeah, yeah,
championship back.
yeah. But
yeah,
I guarantee you, if we got Freddie Brown on the phone, he'd be like, "Yeah, man, I can't live it down because people
He,
bring it up.
man,
Hey,
that cat was probably
Freddie Brown,
suicidal.
how you doing? You're the guy that right away. You're the guy that.
yeah,
He was probably suicidal for a minute on
yeah,
that one,
yeah.
Yeah,
but he
he
got it
moved
back.
moved. I'm surprised he probably moved out of the dorms.
I had his brother's son play for us at the University of Richmond.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
Reggie, Reggie Brown. He's a good player.
Mm,
Uh, yeah, played for his brother's son played with us at Richmond.
mm.
Yeah, but yeah, that's tough, man. That's just sports, man. You know, it happens. You just gotta keep moving and get through it. But those are
Yeah,
tough
yeah,
ones, man. Those are very, very tough ones. Whether it's the punter kicking the last and missing the field goal and it's a 20-yard punt, it's just, you know, it's tough.
yeah. And that you're right. And it's like that's funny because I jump just in the fact that you jumping into another sport, it's kind of like you in your mind. There, every sport that those things have happened, those experiences have happened for once again, a thrill of victory and the agony of defeat, man. And it's like they're scars that you carry with you, from your experiences, right? And
But that's when you have to have good people around you.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
absolutely,
if
absolutely.
you have good people around you and you're mentally strong, you
yeah.
can kind of make it through. If you're weak and
Yeah,
you don't
man.
have
Because I
nobody,
think after Freddie Brown did that, Coach Thompson was the one that was hugging him after the game.
yes, sir.
He knew he was distraught, man. You
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
And
it
I'm sure
hurt, and
that
it
helps.
hurts, man. That hurts, you know. And historically speaking, man, it's weird because it's now you think about it now, just it's everything. A guy striking out, last batter, and everybody's eyes are on you,
Bases
and
loaded.
if right, and if you're the pitcher and the guy hits a homer, that's the other side, so it's always that confrontation, and even in a golf match, a putt that you've made, you always make this putt and you miss, and it's
It's all
like,
about the comeback, man.
mhm.
Like you said, even like we can just go on all day, but remember when Vanessa Williams had that, with those pictures?
Hmm.
She had those
Yeah.
nude pictures or whatever back
Right.
then. And that was a big comeback for her to make that comeback from that.
I
You
don't know,
kidding
Yeah.
man.
me?
Them
Miss
new
America?
pictures, man. Them new pictures. We need some more. Oh, I kid you not. This is crazy. I don't know why that flashback came back to me not too long ago of where I was working when that happened. I'm
Mm,
dead serious,
really.
and I know where I was sitting, and at work I was working at Bear Stearns less, and somebody brought some pictures into the office of her, man, and of those pictures, man. And it was like I remember exactly where I was sitting at when that shit happened, man. But she recovered. Look what it turned
Yeah.
into.
Yeah, Les, the face of America, man. A
I know,
sister.
right? Yeah.
Can you
That's crazy.
imagine, man, up here what? Oh my
Yeah.
God. And she
Yeah.
bounced back.
And
Yeah,
especially back then too. You
Oh
know.
my
Especially
goodness.
back then. Mm-mm-mm.
yeah,
So yeah,
that,
that's life, man. That's life.
yeah,
That's them
Yeah.
tough ones.
yeah, and it's just thrown into all of our faces, man. I mean, we've all been posed with those successes and the failures, man. And it's, character building. It builds a lot of different things in people, man. And I
But you
just
know
I
what?
just
That's when
don't
I have the issues. Like last Eric, when I have issues when you have the commentators and it's like, okay, you're a good commentator, but they have these opinions, but that's their job. But at the
Hmm.
same token, it's like, come on, man, what are you talking about, Charles? You threw somebody through a window. You used to drink.
Yeah.
I mean, like, but yet and still here you are making judgments on people,
right.
Hmm.
you know, and I have an issue with that sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
If you're gonna
why
do it in a certain way.
yeah, and that's
Yeah.
that's why I saw that this morning on ESPN. Guy, the commentator guy, little short, dark skinned guy, and he's spewing stuff like right away, like in the opening of the show about Giannis and this problem and this and that, and then it's like the master. So now he's making he's crack judgments on everything that's going around and in that person's character or life, and I'm like, sometimes I just want to just tell me the score, show the highlights. I don't need to hear anything from your mouth unless it's something I don't know the guy's name or something. Other than that, it's like believe your lying eyes, Phil. You know what I mean? Like I don't need somebody else to tell me what I see. And it was the Houston game. Houston was playing and they came back and they're up there pubbing, Durant, and I'm like, the team lost. And I'm looking at the highlights and the bad defense. The teams are playing bad defense and they're tanking, and teams that they're playing, you know what I'm saying? So all of these
Hmm.
things are going on. And I'm looking at I'm like, I don't need to hear these commentators talk this game through or the
Hmm.
highlights of something, because we're all like us three, just speaking of us three, we're all extremely capable of evaluating the game better than all of those commentators, as the game is going on, so I use my own judgments, you know.
Yeah. But them guys, man, like you said, that's their job, right?
Yeah.
And um, you know, I'm telling you, half the people that watch those shows don't know shit about the sport, so they
They
kind of
need
need
that.
they need they need a play by play, that kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but
But
next
that's
thing you know, they coming to serve you up though, Les. You know,
Huh?
somebody's ready to come approach you in the street because somebody said something about you they don't know anything about. So they
Right.
listening to what this other person said. Next thing you know, they coming to you, and it's like, yo, what are you talking about?
yeah,
Yeah.
You
yeah,
know, because you
Yeah.
got crazy people out there.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know, and they
And
believe everything.
right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because that
Yeah.
the level of trust that you give to, I guess, any kind of news agency or information agency is unbelievable, man. That yeah, you kind of default yourself away from thinking on your own, because that
Especially now.
he's providing you with the substance that you need to make sense of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like that's just a crime. You're disrespecting yourself and your own capabilities if you buy in so much. You
Especially
know,
Right.
now. Especially now, because you got all kind of people saying all kind of things. You know,
yeah,
whether it's medical, sports, or whatever it might be, and you don't know who to trust.
right. Yeah,
You know,
and
but
it's
that's
and it's
that's that's
and
the
it's
age though,
madness.
man.
Yeah, it's madness, and it's kind of like everybody I keep using this example of the westerns, right? The guy comes off the stagecoach, man, and he's like try this, it make your hair grow, make your knee take that rheumatism away from your back, and it make your shoulders stop hurting, and that toothache you had.
I'm
And
only gonna be here for one more hour.
yeah, and
Get
it's
it
like,
while you
but then
can.
he's gone into the next town on the stagecoach in the next town. But people don't understand, and this is kind of like a true story of the guys. They most of them were like drug dealers because they were passing on opium. Because out in California, like when the Asians came, they brought opium into America,
Hmm.
and that was like you take this and it's like new drug. And that's what we
Ah,
and we all buy into that. Oh, this is the best bra, no more wires, this and that. And then like everybody
mhm,
goes running to Victoria's Secret, and we you sucker into that. Oh, this is the
mhm.
best car. It's like a hybrid. No, no, no. Like everybody gets suckered in because somebody's always selling you something. You
Yeah,
know,
true. Hey,
knocking on
Les.
your door. Hey, I was doing windows in the community, and we saw that you might need some windows. It's like I talked the guy to death. I'm like, yo, let me explain something. Number one, you're not supposed to be doing this in this community because there's no solicitation. But first and foremost, though, the barber don't ring my bell. The chef at Red Lobster don't come home and say, hey, you need to eat some fried shrimp. Like, so why are you ringing my bell to sell me your product? I don't understand that.
I
You know,
know.
it's crazy, man. But I end up talking them to death. They end up hating me.
Yeah, you can reverse it on him. You can
Yeah.
definitely be like, God damn, man. Yo, I gotta go, sir.
Yeah. I was the reverse Jehovah Witness.
Oh, don't get me started with that. Oh, I have sat them down and oh man, read them the riot act, man. I mean, it's
Wow.
bad, man. I mean, it's funny because I had did work in my yard this week, and I had these two kids from the high school here. They they rang my doorbell. They said we need anybody looking to get some lawn work done, and they're like in
Mhm.
the 10th grade. So I was like, nah, but I need some stuff moved, and so they helped me clean my backyard out.
Okay.
And that's the one time that I listened to them and said, yeah, but so I'm gonna let these kids do my yard,
Mhm.
because
Yeah, I
they're
remember you
good.
was telling me that.
Yeah, they're nice young kids, man, and they looking to make a couple of dollars. We don't want to just sit around, and just do nothing. So, dad lets us use the truck and his lawnmower, and we're out here to do our thing. And they
Yeah, that's
cleaned
good.
up big time, man. But
Oh yeah, they
just
get it done. It's just like
yeah,
my little kids when you tell them to clean up after, PE's over, man, they clean up gladly. That's something they want to do.
yeah,
They the best
yeah,
cleanup crew you could have. They fighting over cleaning up.
Right.
Those pre-Ks, they fight to clean up, man. I'm
yeah,
gonna get this
man,
now. This is my hula hoop. I got this hula hoop.
yeah,
They the
you know.
best ones. Hey
But
Les,
the,
how was Hardwick this year, man? How did my guy do over there?
It- Coop, Brad
Yes.
Cooper, right?
Yes.
Yo, he's got them playing some ball, man.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. We went to the last game. The last game they had up there for the season. They had like a little little get together for the women and the men's team.
Okay.
You
But
said
they got some nice
finally,
guys,
huh?
huh?
Finally?
Yeah, because they were like the first 2 years, man. They were really bad, but he's turning it around, and I heard he's got a really good recruiting class. They got
Good.
this one kid that's went from I think he went to Oneonta High School, and he's gonna stay home to play at
Mm,
Harvard.
okay.
I think he's a big kid. I've been hearing a lot of good things about him. So they got two top recruits, man. So they're gonna be exciting to watch, man. And he's into it, man. He's a good guy. He's a good
Yeah,
guy.
he's a good dude. Fredonia guy. Yeah, I remember I had told you about him before.
Yeah,
I didn't follow him, so I was wondering how they did this past year.
yeah, man. So matter of fact, I just sent him some Brooklyn basketball history gear. You know,
Okay.
yeah, I hooked him up. Him and the athletic director. I sent him something. So
Nice.
yeah, man.
Yeah,
We'll
that's good, man. I'm happy to hear that. Happy to hear he's
yeah,
doing well. You know,
yeah.
shout out to my man Mike McDonald. He just got the job, head coaching job at St. Bonaventure.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, me and Mike coached together at Canisius, and he actually had got the job I think when we had spoke about it before. He had got the job when I wanted the job, and then he got let go there. But then he had a lot of success on the Division 3 level at Damon, then at the Duville, then at Division 2 level at Damon, and now he come full circle. He's actually alumni of St. Bonaventure, so he just got the
Okay.
job there. So kudos to him.
Yeah, a lot
And
of changes going on. The carousel is working, right?
yeah, and now check this out. Like the new coach at Providence, he was a assistant at Fredonia, um, in Western New York where I was, not with
Right.
me, but before that. And then he was at Jamestown. So now they got the new head coach there. Probably Ed Cooley probably shouldn't have never left and went to Georgetown.
Mm,
I wish he would have got an opportunity to go back there and coach him, but it was just too much bad blood. Him
Yeah.
leaving his hometown, and that was ugly. And then you're going into the same league. That's like a Louisville, Kentucky type deal.
Right,
right.
exactly.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
but
shout out to
it's
those
that
guys,
yeah, that
man.
carousel it's working. It's working better for for college coaches than it is for players these days, man. To be able to jump around, and what do y'all think of that, man? The
What, coaching carousel or just
I'm conversion over to like the players carousel, and
I
not
think it's got to
jumping
get a little
around.
under control.
Say again?
So they got to get a little bit more control. Because imagine, E, so just say you went to junior college for 2 years and then you got another 4 years and you're getting paid. How much
Yeah.
better would you have been if you would have
Mm,
had the extra 2 years and then starting you
Right.
as a freshman going to, wherever? It probably wouldn't have been LIU. It might have been somewhere else.
Exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
um, that's cool. That part of it is, you get the opportunity, but then you're getting paid. How long are you going to be in college? Are these guys getting their degrees? Or
Right.
are they just going
Are
back and
they
forth
going to
and getting
class
paid?
at all? Are they going to class at all? You know.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I kind of see it. It's like, okay, get paid, get all that money, get
mm,
what you can, but how long you gonna play college basketball? Like, you don't even have to go pro now,
yeah, that's right. That's
for a
right.
Yeah.
lot of them.
Yeah.
I seen the list and they had the highest paid, some of these cats getting 4 million, 3 million, $2 million. Sure, if it was me, I'd stay in college too, man. Give me 6 years, 6 million. You know, I'll stay in school too.
Yeah.
I don't have to
But
go to the league, but
yeah.
it's
Plus all the endorsements, man. These guys are in all these commercials now. You know.
God bless him, man. It's just
Yeah, man.
get your stuff, but get out.
Yeah, yeah.
You do, if you're gonna at least get your paper. I don't know what the status is for, guys getting their degrees or whatever it might be. But just now you using it, you might as well say it is professional if you're going from one school. What was the one guy? He was at Florida State and they had went to no Florida International, I think it was, and they went to the Final Four. It was one of those Florida schools,
Mm,
uh, mid-major. Then he left and went to Florida, and then they won a national championship.
mm,
So he went from one spot Final Four, then he goes to Florida, they win a national championship. Now that's not to say everybody can do that, but now what?
Yeah. Yeah.
You can just go,
Yeah.
and then recruiting wise, it makes it tough. So now you have to have general managers, on
Right.
your team to talk about finances and what you can do for the player and
Mhm.
what you could provide for them. So now you have to have a general
Yeah.
manager. And if you don't have no money, like at my school, Canisius, man, you're in the pits.
Yeah.
You're going nowhere.
And if you do have, like all of it set up and properly, and you got players coming in, you're paying them, that kid has leverage because it's like, you know what? Maryland's going to pay me more. You know what? UCLA is going to pay me more. I am
Mhm.
not doing that. No, man, you got to play me. Otherwise, I'm leaving. I mean, I'm just thinking of, the things I can say now
That's how it is.
that I
Yeah.
couldn't say before. As a player, I can't say, "Hey, man, I'm leaving." If you don't, the coach said, "Well, get out. Like, but pack your bags. See you. Next man up." But now it's still next man up. But now it's kind of like, oh, that vested interest becomes different as well. Because if I know that you're being paid, then I have an expectation because I'm paying for your services now.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah. You
so you
yeah.
see how that, excuse me, Phil, but you see how
Mhm.
that hasn't even come up yet. But now
Mhm.
that you're getting paid, the expectations are going to change. Because, like I
Mhm.
said, it's kind of like the difference of you get stuck on the road less, right? And I see you and I pull over inside and say, "Hey, you need some help?" You say, "Yeah." So, well, for $40, that ain't help no more. You're providing a service, so I expect you to get my shit back on the road now because I'm
Yeah.
paying you
Yeah,
you
that's
know
true.
so it's kind of, no one's thinking about that side because there's a level of expectation even from fan standpoint. If you're alumni of University of Illinois, hey, you're getting all of this money. Once again, it's kind of like making a bad pass in the game. That's gonna stay with you. You took the money and ran. I don't want you. It's like, I don't get it. But then the other thing is, 5 years later and you're 31 years old. That's all I gotta say. 10 years later and you're 35.
Mhm.
20 years later and you're in your 40s. Like, so that those, like, the progression of your life, like, what did you get out of all of this abuse that you're taking advantage of now? How is it going to benefit you later in your career or in your life if you're just focusing on, jumping ship like that? Instability is your middle name now, possibly.
But you know what though, man? I mean, see, if you got people in your life that are in your life for the right reasons, you don't have to worry about shit.
Right.
If you don't did your 6 years, right? Feel like you said he went to JC for 2 years and 4, whatever. Even if it's just 5 years, the fact is that I like the fact that these guys are they're getting their families paid also. When they're in all those commercials, with the boozers and all them, Pops is getting paid too. When they're in those other commercials for insurance and things, and then their mother's in the commercial too, she's getting paid too. So collectively, as a family, you got to do something. You can't go and start having 5 cars. This
Right.
ain't no NBA money. You know what I mean? So you have to be realistic and say, you know what? I'm not even sure if the next level is going to be there for me. So I need to take care of this money now. And I think it could be a great thing and get an education.
Right. Yeah. There's so many opportunities that are available that you do have to pick of the litter to learn as you go, like you said, less. But I'm just concerned that, because I think it's finally somebody's finally, compensating them financially, but
Mm-hmm.
the pitfalls are you don't know what to do with it because NBA players don't know what to do with the money they're making. So, it's something that you got to really be concerned about. And it's funny because everyone knows the pitfalls. So people shouldn't be becoming bankrupt after they make that money. I mean, it's all known that, guys that have squandered their money away. But what do you think is going to happen? You think they're going to maintain that and get better at it and do right with their money? Or is it going to look like we should have never gave these guys the opportunity because they all squandered their money away, talking about holistically, everyone, because they're going
Yeah.
to rate whether or not it works or not based on how people handle it not now, but as time goes on. I just hope that it doesn't end up, eating humble pie from it, you
Well, you
know?
know what though, man? My man who the guy from Michigan, right? The one who was hurt
Right.
and he
Mm-hmm.
played, right? You know, I'm reading this now because I wrote this to my boy. He said to his mom, "I'm gonna make sure you're good forever." You see, that's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna make
Mm,
sure you're good forever, mom. You know, because she was in the crowd crying, and she said, "I'm gonna make sure you're good forever." See,
Hmm.
so that's the mindset you have to have, also. You
right.
know, because you know that hey, he got hurt, so he knows how quick that cannot be there. So he's saying, You're gonna be good forever because I'm gonna do the right thing."
Oh yeah,
So
Hmm.
and the opportunities available for you to be able to do that. Which man, I think about it not often, but just enough to say it's about time. I'm not
yeah,
benefiting financially from it, but it's about time that somebody, at least broke, they broke the seal enough,
yeah,
to see that, that this should happen because these
Hmm.
people are making like the NCAA and all the, like even like, college football, all the money that's going through, it's not unbelievable, but nobody's
It's
getting
there.
it. No, yeah, it's there. It's
It's
there.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
I can remember one time when they had something in my senior year and they had my picture in this program and it
mm,
was old Philly, right? So it was like Philly steak sandwiches they were selling. And
mm,
I saw the picture in the program. I'm like, yo, can I get a steak? In my
yeah,
own mind,
right,
like, can I get a Philly cheese steak, man? I just felt violated because you put my picture here and just naturally, I'm like, I can't even go to you and get a cheesesteak. I don't know you. How you put my picture on something for a
yeah,
yeah,
cheesesteak,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. It's crazy.
And that's back
That's,
then. And I'm just thinking, like, I
that's
don't even
crazy.
want that. I'm just give me a free steak,
Yeah,
right,
yeah. They're
right,
you
gonna
know?
charge you. No, they're gonna charge you.
Yeah, yeah, you're gonna charge me. So yeah, you're right, man. You know what
Yeah.
they get right now, they
I
spoke.
would
Oh,
tell you, man,
thank you, O'Bannon, right?
yeah,
O'Bannon.
yeah. I want to tell you, man, 1980, after the NCAA tournament that year and that summer, LIU and the Metropolitan Transit or MTA, they put a poster at like the train stations like Nevins, DeKalb, Hoy Street. It was a big ass, I mean, like the big ones. Like, you go down that first bunch of stairs and it's
mm,
like a big wall poster,
Hmm.
something up there, AT&T or whatever it is. It's freaking me, and it was like a layup that I took in the game. And everybody's like standing there. I'm like way over everybody. I got both hands on the ball and I'm like just gliding it. And it's like this still, and it's like, come to LIU, blah, 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 blah,
mm,
I didn't see a penny of that. How
Y'all would
many?
have made a killing that year, E. That crew y'all had, everybody coming
yeah,
back. If
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
now,
That
oh
could have been a
man.
financial like, man, you kidding me? I mean, but that's the craziness behind it. In every environment, and it's the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm having a conversation with Dave Underwood. Every environment across this country from Division 2, probably junior, well, actually junior college all the way up to Division 1, that there are pamphlets and sales of things and advertising of all kinds of stuff, all kind of memorabilia, uniforms, hats, school colors, everything. And 99% of the athletes got absolutely none of that money. Whatever
mm.
sport, and I'm talking about all sports, at 99%, none of the athletes got any money, man.
Y'all would have owned juniors. Juniors would have been paying out big for
Oh
y'all.
yeah, for
I would
real.
be, I would have been fat. I would have been fat eating all that damn cheesecake, man.
And getting paid. You get
Yeah,
food and getting paid
yeah,
at the
man.
same time.
But just look at the opportunities, like you said, back in those days. Like even if it was Macy's or A&S, like the department stores, the Dr. J's down on Fulton Street, Kennedy Fried Chicken. You kidding me?
Mhm.
I had to bet that chicken was bomb, man. Back in the day on Nevins, on the corner of Nevins and Flatbush, man. I would have could have been on a post like there, man. You could just imagine Riley doing a Kennedy Fried Chicken commercial. Less.
Yeah,
Food gives you strength.
yeah.
Food gives you strength.
Oh man, but
Les, you
that
don't know that story, do you?
Nah, what's that?
With Riley.
Uh-uh.
So we're staying in a hotel. This is when we was playing in the CBA. And me and
I
him in
know.
the room. So we talking about something. I was hungry and he was like, Eat these wings. Food gives me strength, right? So I'm looking at Riley. I'm like, yo, chicken wings is making you strong like that, man. I started, I started
Right.
eating chicken wings because you know how strong Riley was,
Yeah, yeah,
and that's all he said, man. Riley used two words like "food gives me strength." I'm like,
Like Hulk, like the Hulk. He
yeah.
said,
yeah. Right, right, right. Mm-mm.
That made me think about that.
"Oh."
Yeah, he was good for that,
That's
man.
funny. That's
Do
funny.
some push-ups. I was like, oh man.
Well,
Oh,
what team was that on? The Albany Patroons?
Yeah, yeah, that
Yeah.
was Albany.
Was Phil
Yeah.
Jackson still the coach?
No, at first it was Dean Meminger.
Oh, okay.
Dean
Okay.
Meminger was the coach, and then Phil took over, and I
Hmm.
got a chance to play for Phil. But
Okay.
yeah, Dean Meminger was the coach at the time, man, and it just got a little out of control. That's all I can say.
Oh, okay.
And Phil had to, and you know what else was funny? Nobody will really notice except for y'all. But when Phil took over, he brought in Eddie Mass. You remember Eddie Mass?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he brought in Eddie Mass just because he was going through hard times,
Uh-huh.
you know. So we're there, and it's like a blast from the past, Eddie Mass, and I'm looking, and I'm like, yo, being a Knicks fan, it's like, yo, that's Eddie Mass. I remember Eddie Mass,
Hmm.
but he just brought him in just to get him off the streets,
Right.
for about a week or two. He didn't stay, but
Okay.
that's how, Phil was a good dude like that. He's loyal, he's loyal, man, to his players and to his friends.
Hmm.
And yeah, I remember he brought him back. But yeah, Dean was there for a little while, and then they got rid of him. Starting.
Yeah, I played with Eddie Mass, man. I was playing in that
You
Eastern
did?
League, man. Yeah. Was playing with the what was the name of the team, man? The Scranton Miners.
Okay.
so
Yeah. So
what?
How
he
was he
So when you
then?
said he was on the streets, man, how? What's up with him now?
he
I
passed
mean,
away.
I
He
I don't
passed away.
know. He did?
Yeah, he passed away.
Yeah, I didn't know what his status was. I just know he had just brought him in. Like he
Hmm.
just brought him in just to give him some time or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, I
Yeah,
know
but
he
he
was.
was playing. He was playing with us. With me, it was me, him, Jim Bostic. We had a couple of Kenny Webb.
Mm-hmm.
Who else, man? What's my man's name? Eric that went to was a 6'9" point guard um for Seton Hall back in the days. What was his name?
Who was that?
Oh man, I think he's still in jail though.
Okay.
Oh man, it's
He
How was
something.
asked
Eddie
me.
Mess doing at the time?
He's like Eric. You should know this guy's in jail. Come on.
Yo, could he still play at the time?
Yeah. Oh
Eddie
yeah.
Mass?
Yeah.
He still had game?
Yeah. But he seemed like something was wrong though.
Okay.
Yeah. He was he's still like a hippie and shit, man.
Yeah, for
You
sure.
know,
Yeah.
he gave you that hippie vibe.
But you said he died. Like, what happened to him?
Yeah, I
How?
don't know.
Oh,
I don't.
okay.
I saw it in the paper. It was a while back too. It was a while back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. You know.
yeah,
Yeah,
man.
but that's like you said, man. That's nice that Jackson reached out to him like that, man. You know.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was like that. I remember he even asked me one time when I had left and I was coaching high school. He's like, you ain't gonna make the team, but you can come down and work out. I was like, nah, man, I'm good. I'm good coaching. I ain't trying to make the team. I ain't trying to just say that I practiced. But he
Right,
was like
right.
that type of guy,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and tell you straight up what you can and what you can't do. But he looked out, man. And if you
Mm.
notice that even with his assistants he always kept the same ones.
Right, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he always kept the same ones. But
And
yeah, that was good.
it keeps that circle small, man, and precise. Protect his interests.
So so if you see more, man. So what happened with him and Riley,
With who?
Riley and Phil Jackson?
I don't know. It that was weird because it was 10-man rosters and only eight could travel.
Uh,
So what was tough about it is this as the season went on, people were coming in. So you was always on the defense. Either you was
mhm.
getting traded because Riley was with Utah.
Okay.
So Utah and the Knicks were together. in terms of, the teams and the prospects, and then other people would come in. But I don't know. I can't really remember. I just remember, you know, guys was gone. Like I remember Earl Fuller when he was talking about Barry Davis. He's saying this guy Barry was the best player in his league
Mm-hmm.
in college.
Mm-hmm.
That guy played for us. He played with us, and he was
Okay.
tough.
Mm-hmm.
Barry was tough. But then all I remember is that next thing I know, he was gone.
Right.
He went to another team, or they get picked up like Larry Spriggs. He was with us for a little while, and then he was gone.
Hmm.
You know, and yeah, he wound up being with LA. So it's like people were coming and going, and people was coming for your spot, and you had to defend it.
Right. Right.
That was the tough part. I remember them, Eric. I remember they Dean Smith had called for Jimmy Black, and they didn't let Jimmy come in,
Mm-hmm.
because they was happy with what we had, but he had called. I remember him
And
saying,
rightfully so.
"Why you say that?"
Jimmy and bring too much to the table, man. No
He's a
disrespect to the guy.
champion. He's a
Yeah,
national
that's
champion.
fine. Yeah, yeah. The guy that sat on the bench was a champion too. The guy that never got in the game was a champion too.
Eric's killing them.
You know? No, but you know what, I know Jimmy Black, man, like from those days, man. And he didn't bring nothing to the table. He did. They just handle the ball. No offensive game whatsoever. None. None, Phil. And you know I'm telling the truth. You ain't got to say it. I'll say it. He had no offensive game other than handling the ball and doing what the coach told him to do. It's nothing special, and you get in a good situation, which is excellent. Don't get me, I'm not knocking him for that. And he wrote it, but between us and the viewers, and if you know, he brings nothing offensively to the table.
Yeah, because Larry was scoring all the points. Larry was getting all them points on them trips. He was
Yeah,
getting to
and
rack.
it's like, but he was liked, and that's part of our game too, is being liked. You
Yeah.
get, if you're liked, man, you get playing time, man. You
Yeah,
know,
but I don't to get back to your point, Les, I don't know what happened. I think he wound up just going to another team.
he went overseas. No, he went to Spain. That's what
No,
Riley did.
but during the course of the year,
Oh, okay,
like, he wasn't with us for the whole duration.
yeah. And I think at that time, and I could be wrong, and I don't want to misquote things, but I think that around that same time, like Riley kind of started knowing of his health issue.
Mm,
And so that was, it was a couple of things that were going on, I guess, that none of them meshed,
mm.
and that problem was going on. Because I know when he was with the Patrons, that's when, like, he would come back home and you could see it was deteriorating to some degree.
Yeah. That's probably what happened. But yeah, that was tough, man, because you had to defend yourself. Like, it was like, damn, somebody else. Man, I gotta take care of this guy. If somebody else coming in, you had to defend. You had to defend your spot.
All the
You
time, you
know,
said, right?
all the time,
Yeah.
man, all the time. And then you wanted to be on that traveling team. You know, uh, those 8 guys that was traveling, so you had to defend that.
Right.
If
Because
you were
that, yeah,
staying
because
home.
that role, it's capped. So in order to get out of that role, you got to defend it to because you want to progress, right? And that makes it even more competitive. Man, he's playing against an opponent, playing against your teammates, you're
It
playing
was, it
against the
was, yeah,
process.
it was
You
tough,
know,
man. But everybody, just about everybody that I could think of that was there, everybody got their shot. If you stayed and you did like another year, everybody got a shot, to play. Whether it was 10 days, whatever it was, you was going to get an opportunity if you stuck with it, at
mm.
that time. So it was good having people coming in, and like Hollis Copeland and Frankie Saunders, who was dope. Even Derek. You remember him? You remember Derek that played for Potsdam?
Yeah, Derek Rowland.
Yeah, Derek. Derek had came in, and he didn't even play the first year, but he was there. And the dude I remember him having dumbbells in his room, and he's working on the dumbbells, and Phil would let him practice with
Mm-hmm.
us. And then we had the All-Star game, so he had a chance to play in that. And then that next year, he he played, and then he wound up getting picked up by Houston, I think, for a couple of games. You
Mm-hmm.
know, but Derek was nice.
He
You know,
played
he
with
was
the
like,
Bucks, man.
was the Bucks?
Yeah.
Okay.
Check this out now. So in college, right, we played Potsdam.
Hmm.
So they were like number 2 in the country, Division 3. They were
Yeah,
9
Derek
and
was.
0.
Yeah,
So
he
we
was
go up
nice,
there.
man. He's
We tapped
long.
that ass real hard,
You
real
did?
hard.
Y'all
Yeah,
got him?
man. Come on, man. Yo, they
I'm
were doing
sorry. I'm sorry.
I
they,
know,
they
right?
were they were doing suicides, man, when we were leaving to go back home. You know, but I got a nice picture in here somewhere, man. Me and him jumping center. Yeah,
Oh, he was playing center?
he was playing center, and then he ended up being at the point, man. You know, yeah,
Hmm.
that's like a Rolando Blackman and Eric Short story.
Right, we're
All
playing
those
Okay, what's
guys
center.
that
in high
story?
school, I jumped against them at center, and
Oh,
then
okay.
we had to,
Rolando too?
huh?
Yeah,
Rolando too?
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah. I know. My senior year, we played against Orlando. We both jumped center,
Hmm.
both of us, man. Yeah,
I didn't know Rolando was playing center.
Yeah,
yeah. He was doing everything for Grady, man. You kidding me?
yeah,
He's walking around with the clipboard too.
Dang,
yeah,
man.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
so yeah, that was him, man. That was yeah, that was a crew. Derek was something else too, man. You know, he
Yeah, he was
actually
a
had,
nice guy too,
I think
man.
he
He
had
was
three
a nice
daughters
guy.
that played. What'd you say, last?
I said he was a nice guy, Roland.
Yeah, he was a player though. He
Yeah,
was
oh
one of them
yeah,
cats that tried to steal everybody's girl.
oh yeah, yeah. I don't know about all that, so
No, I do. Like
I'm hearing that now.
like Eric said, I'll tell you, you know, I can tell you on that one, man. Somebody go away for a day and they had the nerve to leave their girl around there, man. He was trying to kick it. That's for sure. I'm looking at him like, yo, man, you know, Craig coming back, man. He ain't, you know, she just staying. Hey, he shouldn't have left her, but
Yeah.
Derek was trying to get it.
I know guys like that. I ain't mentioning no names, so I'm leave that. No, no, no. But I know guys that would like that, man. Turn your back for a second, boy, and they're good
Oh
friends
yeah.
too. Good friends too, man.
Oh, I know who you talking about.
Yeah. Let's know too, Ice.
He's on the show.
Yeah, yeah, man. But that's that's part of course as well, man. You're dealing with so many different personalities that you don't know, man. That's why I always say, man, it's like the weirdest guy I ever played. Well, one of the weirdest guys, and would it be even weirder if he had kept playing? Would have been your boy Leo Moulton, and let's know Leo
Oh,
playing basketball on the same team with Leo Moulton is an experience in itself, man.
Yeah,
You know,
you play with him?
we grew up
yeah,
with let's not grow up with
yeah.
Leo, man.
Okay. I didn't know. I
Those
didn't know if
those
Les played
days.
with him or not though.
Mhm.
He played hard though. Leo, man, go into them stands, man, trying to get that ball. He'll dive right into those stands, man.
Yeah, he was a tough guy. He was a tough guy. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
but
funny shit, man. I'm sorry. Yo, but those years we're playing with, guys like that, man. And I talk to Leo now still, man,
I haven't
because
talked to him.
yeah,
He's
because Phil, you one that told me to call him, right?
Yeah,
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 I did, man. We talked for a while, man.
yeah. He's doing his thing. He's still Leo.
yeah, yeah.
You know, he's lucky to be out. You know,
That's
he's
the
lucky to
truth.
be out.
Yeah, he's real lucky, man. I mean, that dude, I mean, you know how many bullets that got undodged? And I don't mean physical bullets, but I could mean physical bullets,
Yeah.
but just life experiences, things that he dodged, man, and he's still here, man. You know.
Yeah, hey, remember that time it was me, you, Calvin Hicks, bunch of other cats. Mr. Williams took us to Rikers Island,
Yeah.
Hmm.
and you know how they had that plexiglass when you're walking through checking in, and we're looking around and we seeing some of the brothers that used to play with us behind the glass, man.
Oh, really?
We
Yeah.
scared. It was like 13 years old, man.
Wow. What was that,
Yeah, man.
Spofford?
Man,
No, it was Rikers. It
that was
was
right.
Rikers.
That was scared straight shit.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
straight up
okay.
Rikers, man.
Yeah, man.
Yo, Phil, it was straight up Rikers, man. That you go through the checkpoints and everything, man.
Mhm.
You know, and only thing in my mind was like, man, I gotta make sure that I leave this place with my sneakers.
Yeah, right.
And want nobody taking my sneakers, man.
Yeah, don't play too well either. Don't
Yo,
Oh,
man.
grab.
we did. We beat that ass, didn't we,
We
Les?
beat them. Yo, man. And we were playing against grown ass men.
And we were like
Yo,
13 years old, man. We beat
and
that ass.
at the end of the game, Phil, they weren't behind any class there. They were understand. They rushed down to the floor, and we was all just kind of like over together. But they were like,
Mhm.
"Yo, man, good game, man. Thanks for coming. We appreciate it." Da da da. But we was scared as a motherfucker. We thought
Yeah,
we was getting
man.
fucked up.
Hell yeah,
Who
man.
was that with? Was that with George?
Yeah,
No,
that was Mr. Williams. That was Mr. Williams.
that
Oh,
was
Mr. Wayne.
Lennox Road Baptist
Well,
Church.
Baptist Church.
Yeah, it's like we were like 12, 13 years old,
Yeah,
man. Yes, it was
yeah, man. We were
crazy.
puppies, man.
Yeah,
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 they gave you that wake up call. It's like, yeah, you want to
yeah.
see what it's like up here?
Yeah, yeah, because Mr. Williams used to go up there on the weekends and trying to like talk to the guys and
Right,
stuff.
because he was a pastor too.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So, but
man.
it's funny you get up there and they were like, they were mentioning guys, man, like Leo and
Yeah,
Zachary and Zach Green. Zach Green
yeah,
was like he was like the Debo of Flatbush,
yeah, man.
you
Mm.
know, where he take people's bikes and never see him again, you
Yeah.
know.
No, he borrowed my bike for 2 weeks, Phil. For
Two
2 weeks,
weeks,
riding up and down my block with my Stingray. Yo,
but you got
I
it
had to
back.
tell, huh?
You got it
That's
back.
Zach
Yeah,
Green.
after asking half of the community to talk to the
Yo,
dude.
man. I asked Gavin Hayes, man. Gavin, I'll get your bike back. 2 weeks later, it was back there at my house, man. But
The crazy story, Phil.
man,
Yeah.
he just riding back and forth in my house, man.
He's got less bike, and I'm in the park early in the morning with this white kid. And he rolls up on Les' bike, man. He's like, come here, little short. I go over by the fence. He calls the
Mhm.
white guy over. He pulls a gun out and it's like, yo, give me your money. And he wasn't talking to me, he was talking to the white guy, man. He had like $2 on him or something like that. He took his money. He's like, he cuts out. He's like, see you later, little short. And then breaks out. He's on Les' bike, man. It's a
On my
getaway
bike,
car. It's Les' bike.
on my Stingray. Yeah, man. Yeah, he had it for
But
2 weeks.
and this is and Phil, this dude was I can't describe him of a basketball player we know, but he was a really good basketball player.
He was strong too.
Yes, he was a really good basketball player for real. Could jump shot, handle the
Mhm.
ball. He was like about, mid eight, what 6'1" or 6'2", right, Les?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, but musk and strong, physically musk like man strength, and he had a
Mhm.
good basketball game. But he was a criminal. He was a
Yeah.
Les
criminal.
Rules his bike and everything, man. A
Yeah.
Stingray.
Oh man. And Phil, you know what he would do? He would hang it up on the fence by the handlebars, but way up where you couldn't get it, but him.
Dang.
Yo. My man Gavin though, Gav ran the hood too, so he's like, "I'll get your bike back for you."
Oh
I'll
man.
get it back for you. Man.
Yeah, man. But I tell you,
That's
man, and that would happen like because I know Mr. Williams, they used to go up to Rikers like every year he'd go and bring guys up there and play. So they've been doing that. He probably was doing that well into the future, maybe about 5 or 6 years,
mhm.
just and because he got to know those inmates.
Yeah.
And it was like a breath of fresh air for them to see guys that were, not locked up, so it was kind of like a nice gesture, not just for us to learn, but for the inmates, man. It was good
Yeah.
to have a connection. But yeah,
What was
we
the
beat.
other place we used to go to, man? It was like a drug rehab place.
Are you sure, or was that just one of the spots you used to go to, Les?
Nah, no, man, come on.
Now,
Now.
where do you mean?
There was some place upstate also that Mr. Williams used to go and preach, but it was a drug rehab place.
Ooh, I don't that I don't remember. I don't know.
Maybe you didn't make that trip, man.
Yeah, because I probably left Flatbush by the
Yeah,
you
could
know
have have been.
But yeah, man.
I'm
But
taking
that
care of
you know,
y'all.
he's but that's funny because it's like you get a taste of doing
Mm,
community stuff like that, man. Just participating and
yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
So,
but
all right, man. So, yo, our guest is getting ready to go, man. So, Seymour, you got any last things to say?
Nah, I appreciate you, brothers, man. Thanks for having me on. That was my whole point when E had called me. I said, you know what, man, we just gonna just talk.
Yeah, yeah.
Talk like we just having our normal conversation, man. That's all I wanted to do, man. So for me, it was a good stress reliever, being with my
Okay.
brothers and being able to talk to you, man, and get back on here and just, start taking care of my family and get some stuff together for this weekend. So I appreciate y'all.
yeah,
All right.
definitely, man. That was something that anytime I would sit down and talk with you, Phil and Les, man, is like a joy to me, man. It's just uplifting to me, man. I mean, on a personal note, man, I go through this a lot, man. I gotta excuse myself from you guys, man, but I love both of y'all, man. I really do, man. I don't even know how to even express that shit, man, other than breaking down, man. The friendship
I had my
is,
breakdown already.
yeah, I know, man. But you guys have, oh man, it's where I was watching a stupid ass movie, man, Maverick, Top Gun, man. At the end of the movie, a guy was like, man, thanks for saving my life, man.
Mm,
After all of that shit that they went through, man, it's like the relationship that we have has been part of the saving of my life, and I
mhm.
appreciate you guys, man, so much, man. It's I can't even describe that shit, man. This is like a friendship forged in every positive thing you could think of, man. So I love you guys, man. You
All right,
know,
Yeah,
man.
love you back.
Love you
yeah.
too, man. Yo, me and Seymour's connected by that park, right? Oh, Lincoln Terrace. Every time we say that, man, I start laughing.
What park are you talking about, Les? What part of that park are you talking about?
What time of night was it?
Oh man, it was like,
Never change, man.
oh man, that was,
That's a whole nother story, man.
I know.
yeah,
I know.
that was
I told you
classic.
when I came back that one time, and I mean we might have been out to like 4 o'clock in the morning.
Hmm.
And my father, I came back and we were supposed to go somewhere. He asked me, he said, man, he said, are you gay? I said, what? What? What are you talking about? Nah, whatever that is, I ain't, because he was trying to figure out why I was hanging out with E and y'all so
Mm.
late at night.
Yeah,
Like he
yeah.
couldn't understand, like, what the hell you doing to like 3 o'clock, 3:30 in the morning, you
Hmm.
know? And I'm just like, yo, we just hanging out, man, just having a good time.
Yeah.
Man, I caught it that day, man. He made me get up that morning and then we were supposed to go to the park and I was sleeping in the car, man, from hanging out with you cats.
Yeah, man, that would have been a wild experience, man. We all punked out, man, but that would have been kind of. I ain't gonna say what we punked out on, but
Yo.
All right,
On that
brothers.
note. I
what you say? What you say?
said on that note. So Phil, man, I just hope everything goes well for you, with you and your family, man. Take care of everybody. You know,
Yes, sir.
got nothing
Yeah,
but
man,
love for you,
definitely.
man. Praying for you and all that good stuff, man. Because I know
Appreciate
it's
it.
hard. I know it's part of life, man, but it doesn't make it any easier. You know.
Right.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Indeed.
But
Indeed.
definitely,
Yeah, I'll
man, love
talk to
you
y'all.
guys, man, and definitely appreciate both of y'all. Y'all take care, man, and we'll definitely see y'all at the next show.
All right,
All right,
brothers.
all right, my brothers.